If you're trying to decide between Linux Mint and Ubuntu, you're not alone. These two distributions are easily among the most popular choices for people switching from Windows or Mac OS, and even for experienced Linux users who just want a reliable setup. But choosing between them isn't always obvious. They're closely related, yet surprisingly different in how they look, how they perform, and the kind of experience they offer. So in today's video, we're going deep, not just listing features, but explaining what actually matters when you install and use these systems every day. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which distro fits your needs. Let's jump in. Let's start with something simple. Linux Mint has been around since 2006, and it was created with one clear mission: make Linux easy. Not power user complicated, not figure it out yourself, but something that feels instantly familiar, especially if you're coming from Windows. Think of it like this: if Ubuntu is the strong foundation, Linux Mint is the comfortable home that sits on top of it. Mint uses Ubuntu underneath, but it adds its own style, its own tools, and a lot more polish, so beginners don't feel lost. And one of Mint's biggest strengths, it works right out of the box. You don't have to hunt for video codecs just to play a movie. You don't need to install extra drivers just to use your Wi-Fi or graphics card. Mint includes all of that from the beginning. So you install it and everything just works. But the real star of Linux Mint is its desktop environment called Cinnamon. Imagine sitting in front of a computer that behaves exactly the way desktops have behaved for the last 20 years. A taskbar at the bottom, a start menu style launcher on the left, system tray, icons on the right, and window controls that are exactly where you expect them to be. Nothing is weird, nothing is hidden, nothing is confusing. You click what you want, you open what you need, and you get to work. It's familiar, even if you've never touched Linux before. And maybe Cinnamon isn't your style. Or maybe your laptop is older and needs something lighter. Mint has you covered there too. It also offers Mate and XFCE, which are even more traditional and more lightweight. So you can pick the one that feels best on your hardware. But here's something a lot of beginners don't know. Mint has a second version called LMDE, Linux Mint Debian Edition. This version isn't based on Ubuntu at all. It's based on Debian. Why does this matter? Think of it as Linux Mint's backup plan. If Ubuntu ever stopped existing tomorrow, Mint could still continue unchanged because LMDE already gives the full Mint experience without needing Ubuntu underneath. And after almost 2 decades, Linux Mint has earned a solid reputation. It's known as one of the most beginner-friendly Linux distros you can install. Not because it's dumbed down, but because it's designed with real people in mind. People who just want their computer to make sense. People who don't want surprises. People who just want a familiar, stable desktop that gets out of the way and lets them enjoy using their computer. And honestly, Linux Mint absolutely delivers on that promise. Ubuntu has been around even longer, debuting in 2004. It's backed by Canonical, a company that develops Ubuntu professionally and provides enterprise support. Today, Ubuntu is everywhere. Your friend's laptop, cloud servers, development environments, even smart devices. Ubuntu is based on Debian as well, but it focuses heavily on stability, security, and long-term support. It also has a huge community and tons of official and unofficial support resources. One more thing you'll notice, Ubuntu isn't just one desktop. It has a whole family of flavors, like Kubuntu, Xubuntu, Ubuntu Mate, Ubuntu Budgie, and more, each with a different desktop environment. But the main Ubuntu experience uses GNOME, and that's where things start to get interesting. Now let's talk about something you'll notice the moment you log in: the desktop experience. And trust me, this might be the biggest difference between Linux Mint and Ubuntu. Ubuntu uses a desktop called GNOME. But here's the twist: Ubuntu doesn't use the regular GNOME that the GNOME developers make. Ubuntu takes GNOME and then customizes it. A lot. Why? Because the people who design GNOME have a very specific vision of how a desktop should work. Minimalistic, simple, and very different from traditional desktops like Windows. Ubuntu says, that's nice, but our users expect a little more. So they add their own extensions, change the layout, tweak how things behave, and even rework the dock on the left so it feels more like a classic taskbar. The final result, it's usable and it's modern. Now let's compare that to Linux Mint, which uses its own desktop environment called Cinnamon. Cinnamon isn't a mix and match. Mint built it, Mint maintains it, and Mint designs it with a single goal: give users a smooth and familiar experience, and it shows. Everything feels natural. You get a panel at the bottom, a start menu, system tray icons, exactly what most people are already comfortable with, especially if you're coming from Windows. There is no figure it out yourself layouts, just a clear desktop that behaves the way desktops have behaved for years. Cinnamon also supports something called desklets. Think of them as mini widgets you can place anywhere on your desktop. They can show your weather, your CPU usage, your notes, little things that personalize your workspace and make it more helpful. Put simply, Cinnamon feels like a finished, polished product. It's consistent, it's predictable. What you expect to happen usually does happen. So if you're a beginner or you just want a desktop that doesn't surprise you, doesn't hide things, and doesn't try to reinvent how computers work, Linux Mint very clearly wins this round. Let's talk about performance, because this is a big deal, especially if your computer is a bit older. Every desktop environment in Linux uses system resources, things like RAM, CPU, background services. They all add up. And this is where Ubuntu and Linux Mint really start to separate. Ubuntu uses the GNOME desktop. Now, GNOME is beautiful, modern, and full of effects. But it comes with a price. It's one of the heaviest desktop environments in the Linux world right now. That means it needs more RAM, more CPU power, more background processes running at all times. On a powerful or modern computer, you might not notice this. Everything still feels smooth. But if you install Ubuntu on an older laptop or a budget machine, it can start to feel slow. Menus take longer to open. Animations stutter. Apps don't launch as quickly. Nothing is broken. It just isn't as snappy as it could be. Now compare that to Linux Mint. Mint uses the Cinnamon desktop, and while Cinnamon looks modern and polished, it's actually much lighter on your system. When you boot up Linux Mint for the first time, you'll notice it uses less memory, fewer background services, and overall feels leaner. And the best part? It still feels like a full desktop, not stripped down or overly minimal, just efficient. On a modern machine, you might only see a small difference. But on older hardware, the difference can feel huge. Linux Mint stays smooth, responsive, and fast, while Ubuntu's GNOME desktop can begin to feel sluggish or heavy. So if you're someone who values speed, efficiency, or you're trying to bring an old computer back to life, Linux Mint is absolutely the better choice. If on a modern computer, you can go for Ubuntu. All right, now let's talk about something that confuses a lot of beginners: software sources, or in simple words, how you install apps on Linux. Both Ubuntu and Linux Mint use the same core system underneath, and both use apt to install traditional Linux apps. So far, so simple. But things get interesting when we talk about modern app formats. These are newer ways developers package apps so they're easier to install and work across many Linux distros. Ubuntu and Mint take completely different paths here. Ubuntu strongly pushes a format called Snap. Snap was created by Canonical, the company behind Ubuntu. It's designed to work across many Linux systems, and technically, it does. But here's the issue. Snap isn't very popular with the wider Linux community. Why? Well, for two main reasons. Snap apps tend to open slower. They get sandboxed differently and take longer to start, especially the first time. Snap is centralized. All Snap apps come from Canonical's servers, meaning you can't host your own Snap store. You can't choose alternatives, and everything goes through one company. For many Linux users who love openness and choice, this is a bit of a turnoff. Now let's look at Linux Mint. Linux Mint goes the complete opposite direction. It disables Snap entirely. You can still enable it manually if you really want to, but Mint doesn't ship with it. Instead, Mint embraces a format called Flatpak. And here's why Flatpak is so well loved. It's supported by many Linux distros, not just one. It's open and decentralized. Developers can host apps anywhere. It's faster in many cases. And most importantly, there are tons of apps available on Flatpak through FlatHub. So on Linux Mint, the moment you install the system, you can immediately install Flatpak apps. No setup, no extra steps, nothing. For a new user, that means you get access to a massive library of modern, up-to-date apps with zero hassle. So to sum this up in the simplest way, Ubuntu equals Snap. Centralized, not very popular, sometimes slower. Linux Mint equals Flatpak. Open, widely supported, lots of apps, beginner friendly. If you want the easiest access to the newest apps without restrictions or delays, Linux Mint's Flatpak first approach is the clear winner. Now let's talk about what it's actually like to use each system, how much control you get, how easy things are to customize, and what tools they give you to manage your computer. Both Ubuntu and Linux Mint offer good graphical tools. You don't have to touch the terminal if you don't want to. You can change your wallpaper, manage your apps, connect to Wi-Fi. All the basics are covered, but Linux Mint takes this to another level. Let's start with Ubuntu. Ubuntu uses something called GNOME settings. It's simple, clean, and organized. But it's also limited, very limited. You can change your theme, your display settings, your sound, but not much else. GNOME's design philosophy avoids deep customization, so you only get the basics. Most advanced customization, like changing the panel or adding widgets, must be done through third-party GNOME extensions. Now let's take a closer look at Linux Mint, because this is where Mint really shines. Mint's system settings isn't just a simple control panel. It's a full toolbox that gives you control over almost every part of your desktop experience. If you've ever wanted your computer to feel truly personal, Mint makes that incredibly easy. Here's what makes it so powerful. First, you can change themes and icons with just a few clicks. Want a dark theme, a lighter look, icons that match your style? Mint gives you tons of options, and even more you can download. Next, you can tweak how windows behave. Do you want windows to snap automatically? Do you want focus to follow your mouse? Do you want animations to be fast, slow, or completely disabled? Mint lets you decide. You can also customize the panel at the bottom of the screen. Move it, resize it, add applets, remove applets. You're in control. And speaking of applets, Mint supports applets and desklets. Applets live on your panel, like a weather indicator, a CPU monitor, a clipboard manager, or a media control button. Desklets sit directly on your desktop, like widgets. You can place a clock, system stats, sticky notes, whatever you want. You can even fine-tune animations, effects, and desktop behavior. If you like a smooth, modern feel, you can turn on subtle effects. If you prefer speed and simplicity, you can turn them off completely. All of this means one thing. Mint doesn't just let you use the system, Mint lets you shape the system. You can build a desktop that looks exactly the way you want it, behaves the way you prefer, and feels uniquely yours. This level of control is one of the biggest reasons beginners fall in love with Linux Mint. It gives you power without overwhelming you. And that's only the beginning. Linux Mint also ships with a handful of incredibly useful tools right out of the box. Timeshift. This is a built-in system snapshot tool. It lets you restore your system to an earlier working state, just like a restore point in Windows. If an update or app breaks something, Timeshift saves your day. Mint Backup, a simple tool that backs up your personal files. Perfect for beginners who want peace of mind. A better update manager. Mint's update manager is clean, intuitive, and sits quietly in the tray. It doesn't interrupt you, it simply lets you know when updates are available, and it handles everything smoothly. Linux Mint is the clear winner when it comes to system settings and ease of use. Now let's talk about support and security. This is the category where Ubuntu strikes back. Ubuntu is backed by Canonical, a company that develops and maintains it professionally. Because of that, Ubuntu comes with some serious advantages. It has a professional infrastructure for managing updates and security. There's a dedicated security team constantly monitoring for vulnerabilities. Critical patches and fixes are delivered quickly so your system stays safe. It has a large community, which means questions are answered fast and solutions are easy to find. And if you need long-term enterprise support, there's even Ubuntu Pro, a paid option that extends support to 10 years. So after comparing everything, here's the honest answer. Choose Linux Mint if you want. A familiar desktop, better performance, easier system management. Flatpak support a beginner-friendly experience, a consistent and polished interface. Choose Ubuntu if you want. Enterprise-grade support. The latest GNOME features a broader ecosystem of corporate tools, long-term stability with Ubuntu Pro. For most home users, beginners, and people switching from Windows, Linux Mint is usually the better choice, but whichever one you choose, you're getting a powerful, modern, open-source operating system, and you really can't go wrong. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you decide between Mint and Ubuntu, hit that like button, subscribe for more Linux and open source content, and let me know in the comments which distro are you choosing and why. See you in the next one.